Hey, so I thought it would be a fun idea to go over what I think Steve's overall best and worst moves are for his kit. And remember, this is just my opinion, so you're allowed to disagree. Some other things to note is that these moves are fully ordered within their tiers, and if you do disagree with anything, I'm more than willing to discuss it with you in the comments. So to start off, let's just get this out of the way. Blocks easily number one best move in the game, at least in my opinion. They edge guard, they can let us camp, they open up new combos like no other character has. And honestly, if you think that Steve's best move is not blocks, you're just tricking yourself. Likewise, as for mining and crafting, they're his next best moves. Not to the extent of blocks obviously, but so insanely good and they're just essential to his overall game plan. There isn't much explanation here, and that's simply because there's not really much else to say. These moves are busted, and that's about that. But right now, let's change it over to what I feel his worst moves are, and just move up from there. So, for Steve's absolute worst move, as much as you may disagree with me, I believe it's his grab. Now listen, Steve's throws, they're good, and they can be crucial to him, but the grab itself isn't amazing. Don't get me wrong, it has its uses, but compared to the rest of its kit, it's not as impactful. Yes, it can anti-air, and yes, it has a decently wide tether grab, but at the same time, it's laggy, starting at frame 13 and lasting a total of 56 frames, pretty much a full second. Some characters can low profile the grab, which is very annoying, and weirdly enough, he's the only character in the game that you can footstool out of his grab. Now, as a tether grab, yes, it has its uses, but there's a reason why at top level it's not used nearly as often, but maybe that's because his other moves are just so overtuned. Steve's next worst move is back throw. Yes, we're counting throws. And back throw doesn't really kill, it sends high, so it's not really that good at edge guarding, and its only good use is just to send them into a block for a tech mate, but at that point, that's more so block being broken over back throw. This and his grab I think are basic at best, and I can see them being interchangeable at times, but for now, this is what I'm going to leave it at. The last move in C tier in my opinion is up throw. Similar to back throw, it's basic at best, but at the very least it is used as a kill throw in most cases, and it doesn't need blocks to get things done. Not much else to say other than that, as it doesn't really have too many other uses, so for now, let's just move to B tier, where the moves start to get more uses, but not as enough to be super over-centralizing. First up, down throw. Now, before you say anything, yes, it can lead to pick loops and jab trains at low percents, but at around mid to high percents, down throw isn't really leading to much with good DI, likewise, it isn't really much of a kill option. The reason why it's a B tier is because with iron, it is his most damaging throw, which can help if you're trying to get them to up throw kill percent. But other than that, it's mainly just a low percent throw, and a combo throw at that, but nothing more. Next move is not a throw, but down tilt. This is similar to back throw, where it's mainly useful because of blocks themselves. It's a good combo starter at low percent, like down throw, and can be a little fun edge guard tool at ledge, but it doesn't really kill too much. And again, this needs mind block cancel tech to be more viable. Still really solid overall, and not bad, but just not near his best move. And after that is Steve's final throw, forward throw. Now I know it's not a combo throw or a kill throw, but what it does really well is positioning. At any percent, you're always guaranteeing you send your opponent at a good angle, similar to Jigglypuff's forward throw. It can be a niche tech chase option at certain percents with Minecart, and it'll send opponents far off stage at ledge, and unlike back throw, it's the perfect move to start edge guards with. Again, not amazing, but in my opinion, Steve's best throw. Now, next up, TNT. Yeah, TNT. It has a lot of really good ledge trap options, as well as it can help to cycle through materials fairly well, but it's not really a move that Steve would use constantly. Its best use is at kill percents, and oftentimes it can be a gimmicky trap to players, but because it's not a consistent way to kill, that's the only reason I'm keeping it this low. It can be great to set up 50-50s, but unfortunately that's about the extent that it really reaches. Also, neutral air isn't on this list maker that I'm using, but it would be right here. While not as useful as its grounded counterpart, it can be a niche way to continue air combos on regular waves and fast fallers, as well as can be converted into a forward air or even a back air off stage to help get kills easier. Now, his next best move, up smash, and in my opinion, Steve's most balanced move. It's very strong when it's unstalled and can be reused as a really good combo ender and kill move. It's also frame 8, which makes it easily good out of shield. However, it is also extremely laggy, which makes it very punishable when whiffed, and some moves can just go through it for some reason. Still, because of this, I think it's one of Steve's most balanced moves that he has, and considering we're not even halfway done with the moveset, yeah, that should say something about how well they balanced him. Up next is dash attack. This is a much needed burst option that Steve has to rely on in lots of cases. It can be a combo starter, but its best use is as a burst option at frame 8 compared to Minecart's 18 frame startup. While gold does not make it faster, the damage and angle that dash attack sends means that sometimes it's best to use that over other moves, solely because of the distance and speed that it covers. Overall, really useful. The last move in B tier, I believe, is down smash. It's basically what if forward throw didn't need a grab, but instead was a smash attack. It sends at a very good angle, so against characters like Cloud or Ike who have bad recovery, ending combos with down smash is much better to get the kill. It's used with TNT to get an instant explosion and can easily 2-frame lots of moves. Like up smash, overall a balanced move, only made better by blocks, but not enough to be in A tier. Why not? Well, let's look at the moves in A tier. First move in A tier is forward air. This move does a lot. It's frame 8, which makes it a really good air to air, and it's very important to use for pick loops. And likewise, it's just an insanely fast spike. Now Steve has plenty of ways to use those. It's still outshined by other moves and does have a decent STI multiplier, but still insanely good. Next move, forward smash. Yes, this is an insane kill move. It's frame 13 and 10 with gold, and likewise, it's very spammable. But just to keep in mind, this best use is only really as a kill move. Sure, it's used as a niche poke, but then again, you could use your other tilts and get a more damaging combo in that case. Still, it has really good range and feels more safe than it actually is, with its safest being gold at minus 15. But either way, it's a very crucial part of Steve's gameplay, especially with Diamond's absurd kill power. After that, I'd say his up B. As a recovery move, it's very good, and it's an option that gives you tons of range, mix-ups, can ledge cancel, start combos, and low profile. It does leave you fairly vulnerable in different situations, which is what keeps it going from any higher on the list, but its versatility used in so many areas just makes it so good. And starting from here, you'll notice how much every move starts to get multiple uses in multiple different situations. Next move up is down air. It kills very early, in edge guards, it's used to stall, it's an insane footstool out of shield option, and it lets you do tons of traps. It's basically the perfect projectile. While risky against some reflectors at times, and yes, it can get hit out and nullified, the fact that it only costs 1 piece of iron makes it very useful for its work. Now, jab. It starts combos, it kill confirms, you can jab trade fast fallers, and walking while moving is just very good, and it's an insanely useful poking option. Now, jab is minus 10, which means that it's not really that safe on shield, so it should be punishable lots of times, although Steve being able to move does make this much safer. Just an insanely good move, but not exactly his best. What can be better? Minecart will be the next best move in line. It's very strong, only costs 1 iron, and can trap characters inside. Gives an insane speed boost, and is fairly hard to beat, albeit not impossible. He is vulnerable from his head, and Steve can still be hit during startup, and if you'd like to know more, I do have a counterplay video up here, but remember, that doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, it's very broken. It's useful in tech chases, great in escaping disadvantage, and can lead to tons of traps. It's still a bit of a Wi-Fi move because it does have an 18 frame startup regardless of if it's powered up or not, and it's easier to beat offline, but that doesn't deny it's just an insanely good move. And surprisingly, the last move in A tier in my opinion is Sfair and Sbair. I'm categorizing both of these moves together as they're pretty much the same move. Now, why is it better than Minecart? It's frame 4, which makes it a frame 7 out of shield option, frame 6 out of shield with gold. It combos into jab, up tilt, up air, forward air, back air, another air, and even forward smash. Works from 0 to get a huge combo, it can be really good kill confirm, and even works as a confirm further than jab, since it works at higher percents. It also forces people to worry about Steve's out of shield even more. It's decently safe on shield and opens up mix-ups into down air as well. This move, when optimized, is insane, and if you add blocks to do even more, like Steve's turnaround tag, this move just gets even better. Now, onto S tier, and there are 2 moves here that outshine all the others. The first one of those will be back air. It's very strong, can start combos at low percents. Stronger tool variants make it even safer, with auto-cancel diamond back air being +1 on shield, meaning Steve has frame advantage. It's very spammable, has good range, and while not faster than the forward air, it does send at a really good angle, which makes it a lot better to use in neutral. There's tons of confirms that can lead into it, and that move alone makes a lot of people very fearful of fighting Steve in the air. Very, very good move, but only one move outclasses it, and that one is up tilt. Steve is best normal, and in my opinion, the second best ground move in the game, right behind Electric Wind God Fist. Now, the tier list template that I used didn't have up air, and standalone up air will probably be very last in A tier behind dash attack, because it's a decent move to catch with, and can start combos into forward air and back air. For simplicity's sake, I'll be grouping them together, but even if they weren't, standalone up tilt is still insanely broken. It's a combo starter, starts at frame 6, 4 with gold, is -3 with wood and -1 with diamond, meaning iron tools are higher, makes it so that there's 0 uppy out of shields that can actually beat it. It combos into all his aerials except for down air, can lead to kills, start ladder combos, open up tons of mix-ups, combos into up smash for kills, can convert to other ground moves at low percents. You get the idea. That, and with blocks, gets some no impact landing combos, and again, that's another reason why block is in a tier of its own. It being able to move also makes it even safer, as it can catch rolls and oftentimes decimate shields, where escaping it requires you to parry and rarely get a punish, or hope you get a roll at the right time. This move is not okay, it's spammable, and just broken, and for that reason alone, we need to ban Sonic. And yeah, this is my overall Steve moveset tier list. If you don't agree, feel free to discuss your thoughts in the comments below. And if you do enjoy these types of videos, also feel free to let me know. Maybe I can go over some of Steve's best stages, or who knows, maybe even a matchup chart. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.